Had a great practice this morning. If anybody wants to sign up for the Tiger Army, just let us know, and we'll get your name and address and get you signed up right away. But very excited to be here. We've got a great field coming in with Vanderbilt, Morehead State, St. John's. Three fantastic programs that have had great years, and we've got a good club and just ready to get started.
Have you decided on a pitching rotation yet?
Yeah, we're going to go with Brooks. We'll go with Brooks in game one against Morehead State.
Coach, is Kier questionable for tomorrow?
Yeah, Kier practiced today, full speed. It's the first time he's done that in the last couple weeks. He felt pretty good. So when we're done here today, probably go back and speak with our medical staff just to see, get their thoughts on it, talk to Kier, get his thoughts on it, and then take it from there. Then we'll try to make a decision as to whether he's going to be active and available for the regional or not. It'll be up to our medical staff and a conversation with them and a conversation with Kier.
What went into the decision to go Brooks in game one?
It's a tough decision anytime you're going into regional play as far as trying to figure out, what's the right way to go about setting up a rotation. But we felt like Brooks gave us the best matchup. We also felt like, just from a rest standpoint, that he was the most ready to start. So it was a combination of the matchup against Morehead State, along with adequate rest. Coming off the ACC tournament, we felt like Brooks was the right matchup to go with.
Monty, is there a sense of urgency for this baseball team, just for where you want to get? It's been so long since you've made it through the regional to get to a super regional, kind of get this program back on track. That's the expectation.
I think there's always a sense of urgency, and we always have had high expectations at Clemson. I don't think that's changed. I don't know if I would say the sense of urgency is any different necessarily this year than in other years and with other teams. I think that this team this year is the most prepared and the most ready to handle it. That would be, probably my feelings towards that. Is this group of players has been here now. A number of them have played. They played on last year's team. A lot of them played on the 2016 team that hosted a regional. So there's been a lot of ups and there's been some downs with this group, but I think they're mature enough and have the experience to be able to handle it and are ready to go and very confident that we can play our best baseball this weekend and that we can win this regional.
Monty, I know Grayson got in last week in Durham. Do you expect him to kind of be at least a little bit more fully available this week, or are you still trying to keep things easy on that club?
As far as Grayson, he's going to be available. He still needs to be easy on it, but he's, I would say, maybe at 80 to 90%. I don't know exactly, but I would still think he's going to have to be fairly careful on it. And we certainly don't want him to make it worse, but he is available and will be ready to play.
Logan, can you speak to how more prepared you feel like this team is, and maybe even you personally, having done this before and gone through this going into this year's regional?
Yeah, I think we're definitely more prepared, especially having hosted the past couple of years. I feel like this week, as we've had really good practices, although the rain, we've only been out in the field for the past 2 days, but we've done a really good job of getting after it out there. So I feel like we're really prepared. We got a lot of older guys. Got a lot of seniors and guys that are probably going to get drafted, and along with that is going to come a lot of emotion this weekend, so we're excited for that. Obviously trying to get to the regional with them, it's going to be very emotional time this weekend. It's going to be fun. We're excited for it.
Can you speak to how loose this team is? Because you guys out there, music playing, guys are having fun, guys are cutting up a little bit while working, but it seems like this team's awfully loose going in.
Yeah, we're definitely loose. We've got a lot of personality on this team, from even the younger guys all the way up to the seniors. So, we definitely keep it loose, but we also get after it too. We know when it's time to work.
Logan, how hard is it to keep both swings from the left-hand side of the plate and the right-hand side of the plate in rhythm? It seems like you're doing it as well, maybe, as you've ever done.
Yeah, it's definitely tougher than it seems, I guess, from someone who's never done it. Honestly, it's just getting comfortable from one side whichever pitcher I'm seeing the most is kind of where I'm most comfortable from. But it's definitely tough. It's double the swings for the most part. I mean, you got to get in the cages and really get after it to keep them where you want them.
Do you have more confidence now, either way, or do you
It's-
still have a preference?
It's probably about even. I mean, there was a stretch where I was facing a lot of left-handed pitchers, and I was feeling really good from the right side, but in the ACC tournament, we kind of saw kind of even sides, so I'm about the same right now.
Jake, what was your reaction to seeing your seed and the rest of the field, and how excited are you about getting your first start in the regional?
I think that this team, we had a meeting after the selection show. We're kind of approaching it from a business-like standpoint. Didn't really matter what seed we got chosen. We knew we were hosting. Didn't really matter what teams were coming here. We got 3 great teams coming in. We got to go out there and play our best baseball. So at the end of the day, it's just about competing every pitch, having fun in the dugout, staying loose, being behind your teammates, and doing whatever it is you can, whether you're on the field or in the dugout, to help your team win. So.
Jake, you've been around here for a couple of years now, and Chris said the other day that this team just has a different attitude. What do you think that comes from? Where is that tone set, that this team just has that confident, loose feel?
We expect to win every single day. We go out there and expect to win. We know we're going to have fun. We're always with each other, whether it be at the field, off the field. We're always with each other having fun. We have a really, really talented group of guys. We get along. We have coaches that coach us hard. They're loose in the dugout. It's just a great environment. When we get in the dugout and get on the field, it's just out there. We are expecting to win. We play with a lot of confidence, a lot of swagger. Just having fun playing baseball. At the end of the day, it's a game. You're supposed to have fun, so that's just kind of what we do.
Monty, getting to this point, last couple of years and not getting beyond this weekend, what do you change with this group to try and get you over that hump?
Nothing. There's really nothing to change. I think the biggest thing is as you progress throughout the year, I try to back off more. I think that the guys have heard my messages over and over and over again. I think they understand what's important to me as the head coach. We're going to have fun every day. My guys are going to come to the ballpark and they're going to enjoy being here first and foremost. We're going to do everything we can to compete as hard as we can to win games. We give our guys the ability to play aggressive and fail. That's another big part of what we do. So for me, at this point in the season, I've really just kind of backed off really the second half of the year because I think oftentimes when you go through those up and down moments throughout the year, especially the down moments, that's when coaches want to try to fix everything. And the one thing that I've learned in years past is don't try to fix everything when things aren't going as well as you'd like for them to go. These guys are older. I think they both said that. I think the experience and the maturity, this team's very calm. It's a very poised group. I think they can handle the moment. They're not a super emotional club. So overall, I don't have to do as much, I don't think, with this group. I think they know the expectations. They police themselves very, very well. So we have less meetings, and it's more about them running it. I think that's been the biggest difference. Is these 2 guys are on our leadership council. They were voted by our team as leaders on this club. And a lot of times, instead of me sending messages, I just go to them and meet with them and get their perspective and let them send the messages. So that's been the biggest change, I think, is it's a player-driven, leadership-driven team this year, and these guys have done a phenomenal job of running the team.
Monty, in your career, you've done so well in regionals as the underdog. As the number 1 seed, is it different? And do you try to pull any card, kind of an underdog card with, hey, we were shafted out of a national seed, stuff like that? Do you try to pull anything with that mentally?
Yeah, I don't get into that. I really don't. And we're so grateful, number 1, to be in a position that we have a team. Okay, we have a team that can host a regional. When you get to host a regional, it's because you've had a tremendous regular season. I mean, you've had one of the best 16 regular seasons of anybody in the country. So for me, we're grateful for the opportunity to host a regional. As far as the underdog card, I think these guys will tell you, I haven't changed in my years as a head coach. I still do things the same way that I've always done them. This program, we've got a lot of bells and whistles. We've got a beautiful facility. We've got the best player facility in the country. These guys get get a lot to be a student athlete here at Clemson. But the two words that come out of our mouths a lot is we're a blue-collar team. And that's a big deal in our program. Our guys put in the work, they play hard, they compete. It's a hard-nosed group of guys. Baseball is a hard game built for hard men. So we preach and preach and preach that we're going to punch the clock every day and work and get after people. And that's what this group does. And they expect to win. They're very confident, and that's really hasn't changed. For me, it's just a blue-collar mentality. There's a toughness to our groups that I think creates us an edge in most games. It doesn't always work for us, but we feel like, in those tough moments that we're going to prevail because we have time and time again.
Coach, Morehead State upset Tennessee Tech to get the automatic bid. Is it always dangerous to play a team that's kind of playing with house money, and are they a little bit like looking in the mirror? I know they're fourth in the nation in home runs.
I think any team that wins a conference tournament is going to be is battle tested. Oftentimes when you got to go through a conference tournament, you have to win that conference tournament to get into the postseason. Every game is a high pressure situation, those guys went through their tournament. They used probably guys on multiple days out of the pen, in high pressure situations, pitching on short rest. Every at bat is critical because your season is on the line. So that when you're playing a team like a Morehead State, that automatic bid, that 4 seed, because I've been one of those too, you're going to deal with a team that's battle tested. You're also going to deal with a team that's coming in that's really, really excited to be here. To get this type of opportunity and to earn the opportunity. You got to earn the opportunity to be in a regional when you got to win your conference tournament. So we know they're going to be a tough group. It's going to be a tough group. It's battle tested. What they went through last week certainly going to help them this week. Another thing about their conference, it's a very, very offensive league. So, those guys are going to be able to handle, hopefully for us, we're going to be able to score some runs. They're going to be able to handle that because a lot of the weekends, that's what type of environment they play in. So, they're a battle-tested group. It's a really good ball club. We played Austin Peay, who played them. They're similar clubs. We had all we could handle with Austin Peay to try to win that series. So it's going to be a tough test. We're going to be ready to go, and I'm sure they will be too.
Lonnie, do you have any connection to Coach McGuire? He obviously has connections back here in the state.
Yeah, I know Coach McGuire really well. He was a longtime assistant at Winthrop, coached at Lander, was at Lewisburg Junior College after he left there. So I've known Mike McGuire for a long time. He's a great guy, and he's done a great job wherever he's been.
Jake, when you look at what you went through last year, how special will it be for you to be part of the action this time around?
It'll be fun. I worked hard to get healthy and stay healthy this year. Feel like I've put myself in a good position to be ready for Saturday. Just go out there and compete on every pitch. Just excited to have the opportunity again.
Coach Lee, do you do anything different when you have a club that has this kind of power? Do you coach any differently at all, just knowing that the way you guys swung the bat in the ACC and the ability to hit home runs?
No, I've always coached hitters the same way. For the most part, if you just look back, most of my teams have hit for power. And it's really, more than anything else, it's just, you got to give players the freedom to swing the bat aggressively, more than anything else. We just preach and preach and preach, be aggressive and try to drive the baseball and do damage. So it's really just more just the way we've kind of done things and the way we try to train our hitters from day one when they get here.
Logan, for you, the inning that you had in Durham, how, when you look back on that, is that something you can draw from? You're never out of a ball game. You hit 2 home runs from both sides of the plate in 1 inning, stuff like that. You look at it and go, what we just did could really propel us, in a situation where you're kind of down.
Yeah, that was definitely a big moment for our team. I think it's going to help kind of keep that momentum driving into this weekend. Obviously, we can't take that and just we didn't do exactly what we wanted to do there, but we played pretty well for the most part. I think we're going to take that momentum from those couple of games that we played. I think the bats were pretty hot over that week. I think that's going to help drive us this weekend.
Anything else? Thank you, guys.